Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. And before I get started with that, I want to show you some more of my pre-order that came in, and then we'll get to today's projects. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome. So during the video premiere, I'm in the chat room, so head on over there. I'll be there with my friends. If you're watching the replay and you have a question or a comment, just leave it below and then YouTube will let me know and I can reach out to you. So yeah, so much is going on. Speaking of which, I have one mystery box left. All the other ones have sold. So if you are interested in one of those, and you are in the USA, make sure you reach out to me. Because when I'm doing the video, I still have one left, but they have gone quick. I think I just announced them yesterday. So anyways, that's what we're gonna do. So like I said, I got some more pre-order stuff in. I want to share that with you, and then we will get to the projects. And so I will be doing two projects today. The first card will be Stampin' Up's, my case of a Stampin' Up card, and then I'll do my twist. So this has just been a fun series, and now with the new catalog almost here, I have even more to be able to do this with. And in fact, today's card is from the new catalog, so I won't be able to show you because usually I go, I'm going to do this card, so I won't be able to show you that, so you'll just have to take my word for it. All right, so close your eyes for a second while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, so I got just a few more things. Because the other things I got were more of the same designer series paper that I already shared with you. All right, so this is Phrases and Frames. And I thought this one was cute because it's got some nice big sayings, you know, for the inside of the card. So I like that. And then it has some dies that go with it. And I believe this is one of the dies that goes with that new, that goes with this. This is Impressions plate. So I do believe that, see, I think with the Impressions plate, when you put that back in, then you're going to get like these. But like I said, I need to play, and I haven't had time to play because I was getting the mystery boxes ready. So anyway, so I got that, and then I also got Boutique Blooms, which looks really cool. All right, so yeah, so I got those, and then I also got, now I don't think I had this before. This is, now I think I had the Nature Walk. Did I have the Nature Walk DSP? I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to show you anyways. Because Jeff and I are going to go, he has a turkey hunt or something in April, so I'm going to go with him. I'm not hunting. I will just stay in the cabin and watch TV and read books. And sleep. But I thought this would be cool to maybe scrapbook. See, I don't remember that. So anyway, this is, what did I say this was? Adventure? Good grief. I can't remember now. This is Adventure Exploring Nature. Okay. So anyway, so we've got this really fun paper, and then the back. And then we've got some swirlies, and that's just some dark. And then you've got this, which is really, to me, looks really camouflage-like. And then you have that. And this is very cool. So this kind of reminds me that I might have shared this kit already. But sometimes we repeat patterns, so I'm not sure, but I'm going to share it anyways.
Person detected at front door.
Ziggy, no volume. So there's that. All right, so that was, what did I say? Nature Walk. And then this is the sticker sheet. And then you have the scrapbook kit. And I was thinking I should take some of my scrapbook kits and I could do that. Because I think if I take a bunch of stuff to do, he will get a turkey the first day and then we come home. Right? Because isn't that how it'll probably go? All right. So, and I'm not going to open this because it's probably the same paper. And then this is your, now of course it has DSP in it, you know, that will go with it as well. And then this is the instruction sheet on how to cut the paper and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I thought it would be fun to work on maybe some scrapbook stuff. But I do have a bunch of books I want to read, so who knows? All right. So now let's get to what you came for. I'm going to do a card out of the new catalog. And these are the things we're going to use on the first card. So we have Banner Sings, and it has a coordinating punch. And then there, I'm going to use the Fern and Flora dies. And I'm using this gorgeous, gorgeous Moonlit Flora Designer Series paper. And I showed you this the other day. It is just beautiful. Now I did a bunch of my die cutting ahead of time just to save some time since I'll be doing 2 projects today. So this is just a piece of basic white thick, and this is just a regular size card. Get it scored. I did my nails right before and they're not quite dry, so I'm like trying to be careful. All right, so we have a piece of this beautiful Designer Series paper, and it's just going to get glued right to the card. And I'm just using the green tip glue. Because it's a little easier to glue that, especially when I'm putting it right on the card. Like there's not going to be a frame or anything, so it allows me a little bit of wiggle room to get it where I need it. This is just such gorgeous paper. Look at that, just beautiful. All right. And then we have our punch. So I'm just going to, I have some scrap paper off to the side. I'm just going to punch out 3 little banners. And then I want my mat. And we're going to just stamp our greetings on them. One goes this way, and like that. Let me move those out of the way. There's some small dies in that die. All right, and then I have my old olive pad. And the first one is You Are Loved. And that's going to be on the top one. And then, let's see, I'm Here For You is the middle one. And then Consider Yourself Hugged. Some cute little sayings, aren't they? Okay. Now, this die cuts out a lot of fun shapes and things. So you've got like a little label. And when I was looking at this sample, I was like, well, where in the heck did that come from? And it's from the dies. So I cut out these ferns, and then it looked like it was gold paper. Now, I don't have the recipe, so I'm just kind of going how I think. So it looked like gold paper, and I just had a little bit of gold, so I had just enough. And then it used these pieces. So these look like bows, but it looked like a flower, but you put these together, which gives you your flowers. But like I say, there are some itty bitty little pieces in this die. All right. So we have our card, and I'm going to put my leaves on and my greetings, and then we'll put the other pieces around after. So I'm just going to use some green tip glue, and we're just going to put a little bit here and there. So I will be anxious to see when the recipe comes out how close I was. Oh, because it sure looked like gold paper. All right. But I usually don't get the foils. I'm not a big foil. I mean, I love bling, but I'm more of a silver person. You can tell by all my jewelry and stuff too. All right, and then this is just going to kind of go like that. So it's just going to kind of glue down. And then these greetings are going to go over top of it. So I'm just going to use dimensionals to put these on. Give it a little dimension to the card. Okay, so we have the I'm Here For You. I'm going to do the center first and then do the ones on the other side of it. All right, so I'm Here For You. That looks fairly centered there. And then we have Consider Yourself Hugged. And this kind of reminds me of like a street sign. You know, like it'll say this way to that, this way to that. You know, it kind of gives me that vibe. All right, and then You Are Loved goes up top. And then we have these little pieces that we're going to stick on there. So I'm just going to use the green tip glue and my picker-upper tool. And let me turn all these the right direction. All right, so this and this goes together, I think. I'm just going by size. those go together. I think those go together. All right. Okay. So I want to put this little flower up here. Now I'm going by memory because I don't want to open the catalog up. So I'm just kind of going by memory. Oops. All right. So this is going to go like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And then you have that little piece goes on top. And then there's another little piece. It's this tiny, tiny, tiny little piece. So I am like, what the heckity heck? These pieces are so stinking little. All right. Then we have our another flower. So we're going to put the flower here. So these just kind of, they look like a bow. I mean, when they're separated, they look like a bow. But when they're together, it's like a flower. But I couldn't tell when I was looking at the catalog. I'm like, where is that flower from? And then I was like, oh. And then there's this little thing that looks like a starfish or something. All right. And then we're going to put one over here. So this card is super easy because you're basically letting that designer series paper just be showcased on the card. Now I didn't put any bling because it didn't look like there was any bling used. Plus, you know, this kind of gold kind of gives you that shine, you know. But oh my gosh, I just love that. All right, so now let me do a twist. More of my twist. More of my taste. Okay, so for my twist, I'm going to use the same designer series paper because it is so amazing. I'm going to use the branching out dies. I picked Seafoam as my card base. And these new carrying animals are so cute that I wanted to play with those. So that's what we're going to use. So here's that branching out die. Okay, so I'm going to use, and I liked, I picked this one because this paper made me think of like in the forest maybe. So I'm gonna do on here just to put a little bit of color back there. So I'm just kind of swirling that on there. Okay. Just so that there's something going on the back. All right, and now we'll put our lion. And I'm gonna color with the blends, so I'm just gonna use my Memento. Okay. I'm gonna take this grid sheet off there so I can see better. It's easier to see this white against the dark, where if you have the white with this, it's kind of blends in and it's hard to see your edges of your die shape. Okay. Cute. You are so cute. All right. Now I'm going to let him dry a second before we get to coloring him. So then I'll kind of get these pieces ready. All right, so I have my soft sea foam. That's my card base. And then I'm using the same paper. I even use the same piece because I just love all the colors in it. All right, and then I have some of this to go on the inside. And then I'll just trim off the edges. Okay. And then I'm going to use my old olive. And I'm going to put "You Are Loved" on the inside. And it also has these cute little leaves, so I'm going to do those with the memento. And I just stuck them on the same block so that it kind of speeds up the stamping. And I'm just kind of flutter them around my greeting. Get my grid sheet so I can stamp them. So these guys are coming off. There, like that. Okay, so that can dry. And then we'll glue this on. I keep looking for my seal. Ah, here it is. So I like that soft sea foam in the background. And then I'm going to color that as well before I stick it in the card. So I have a whole bunch of blends here. So first, let's do our light gray granite. Just around the side of our lion. Okay, and I'm also going to put some on the side of my leaves. Now I could have even did that balmy blue in here as well, but I didn't think of that, but that's okay. That's just going to make it pop a little bit. What else do I want? I want my dark crumb, just to give our lion a ground. So he's just sitting on the ground there. I'm also going to take some dark old olive, and I'm going to put a little bit of grass here and there, as well as my mossy he's just kind of in the grass there. All right. So now I have my dark granny. So we're just going to color dark granny on one half of the leaf. And I'm also going to color the birthday hat. Who doesn't like a lion with a birthday hat on? All right. So there we have our birthday hat. And then I will go dark lemon lime twist. And I could even add some lemon lime twists in there too. All right. And then we'll finish these leaves. I like, they just look like they're falling in there, right? They're just so adorable. Oh my gosh, I just can't get over it. All right, so we'll put that aside. Now let's come over here and color our cute little lion. All right, so I have my dark Highland, and we're just gonna have him have a really cute little hat on. That's dark Highland and then our dark Freesia. Because I figure if the lion is going to be wearing a hat, it's going to be a cute hat. And then I might put a little bit of color on the side of my letters. Hopefully this will not ruin it. So I'm just putting a little on this side. Probably should use the other side of my marker. I have a little more control of it. But it just gives a little shadow and a little color to our happy birthday. So you can see that a little bit. Just adds a little bit of something. All right. And let's see. We have all these colors here. So I have dark timid tiger. And I'm just gonna kind of go every other. So this is dark timid. But when it gets to these two on the top, you can't go every other. So they're going to be the same color. What would be cool is if you did one like a white stripe, like he had like a gray hair or something. All right, so we have the light timid tiger, and then I'm just going to go around and finish coloring that in. Now these might not be the accurate colors for a lion, but we are our own artist, and He's wearing a birthday hat after all, so we can have fun with him. Okay. And then I picked Cajun. So then I have my dark Cajun. And I'm also going to put some there with those ears. So just like I did before, I'm just going to go around in a circle. And I'm doing the dark near the head. And then his nice dark beard. Okay. And then the light Cajun. Just kind of gives them a variegated looking mane. Now I didn't choose any of the new in colors, even though I'm sure there is new in color in the DSP. So, because Golden Glow might have looked pretty cool with it. Right. He looks so regal. All right, and then I'm going to take, where's my 400? All right, so I have my 400. And we're going to put 400 kind of around the bottom here. Because I'm making his body be browns. So this is 400. And I'll do this, and then I'll make his tail. I'll bring some of those oranges in for his tail. And I'm going over top of some of the green grass, and that's fine. Okay, so that's 400. And then we'll do 600 to fill that in. You know me, I like those two colors together. And we got to do his eyebrows. And then I want his snout to be a little lighter, so I'm going to use a 600 on the top. And then 500, which is just a little darker on the bottom. So it's just like real subtle that there's a difference there. All right, let's bring in some of the oranges on his tail. Okay, that looks cute. All right, and then let's see. We want 400 for his eyebrows. And then we have to do his nose. Now I'm going to use the light basic black. And then the dark smoky. Because those look good together. And the dark basic black is just so very dark. But that gives us a really cute looking little nose, I think. So there he is. And then we can, now that he's colored in, we can go back in and we can add, you know, a few more little grasses over top. I think that looks so cute, right? So that he's like sitting not only on the ground, but in the grass. All right, let me bring my card over. So we have to put the inside. I just love those leaves just falling like that. All right, and then I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Okay. I think that looks kind of centered. I do want to add a little gel pen. Now we are getting gel pens in the new catalog. But till then, you can find them under my favorite things and grab them off of Amazon. All right, but I'm going to try the new gel pen. So I'm just, you know, starting it over here. So we're going to put a little white and so not only did I add a little color on the side of my alphabet, I think I want to put a little highlights on there as well. I think that looks cute, right? All right. And let's put some polka dots. These are nice. I do want to go in here with my 600 and kind of knock down those a little bit. Put some squigglies. There we go. All right. I'm so excited. We got gel pens again. All right. And then I'm going to put some white dots on my hat because it has some black dots, but I'm going to add some white ones. And just some speckles here and there. I think that is all I need to do to that card, right? I was going to add some bling, but I don't think it needs bling because this paper has got all those things going on that kind of adds into that. So then there is the You Are Loved. Happy birthday. Love it. So here is the catalog version. Let me get this out of here. This is the catalog version. And then here is my twist. So it's not a contest. I just love doing this series, and it just kind of makes me think outside of the box, right? Because this is a really fun little layout with those little banner punch. It's just the banner sings. I love that done. Now this would be really cute if you remember I was like saying that it reminded me of, you know, like when you're watching MASH and then they have like I don't even know, but they would go New York, California, like all the miles. That's what this kind of reminds me of. So just think, wouldn't that be cute if you had, well, this won't go up because of the whatever, but if you had a fence post thing up here, and then you had, that's what it just kind of reminds me of. So you could totally do that like on a scrapbook page, just punch these out, and you could handwrite, California, so many miles. Blah, 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 blah. I just think that's what that reminds me of. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. I got to get this video uploaded. I was a little late today. Like I said, I was doing my nail, and I'm going to have to redo this one because he is all messed up. So anyways, all right, so I hope you have a great night. Let me know what you think of these cards, and oh, I just love that little set with the lion. And you could use, the alligator would look cute on that too, and the birds. You know? So anyways. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, and that will be 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. Have a great night, and I'll see you then. All right, bye for now.